I gotta say, I don't get paid enough for this stuff. So, this mouse was preparing for a 10-year slumber. So, I'm gonna finish pulling this out. I gotta pull the carpet out to clean it, and I started taking this thing apart, and it keeps getting worse. I'm gonna put some gloves on. It's all up under the dash. It's all in the air ducts. I'm wondering what I'm going to find under there. This set screw is stripped, so I can't get it off yet. But I want to get this out. I want to get this out so that I can get this heater box out. This is an early heater box. I think 74 up, they split the box here, which allows you to not have to pull the center console. But in the earlier ones, it's one piece. And the heater tubes go out right about there at an angle that way, so the whole heater box has to go to the left before it'll come out of the firewall. Just disgusting. What do you want to bet I'm going to be sick in 3 days? Nope, don't have time for that. I'll get some gloves, I'll get this carpet pulled, and get the vacuum over here and start cleaning it up. Dragging a deer through it. I think in the future, when I pull the engine out of one of these things, I'm going to pull the heater core and evaporator core out of it and change them at the same time, because that's just disgusting. You want to be breathing that in when you're riding around with the top closed? It's a very expensive vintage mouse house. Wow. And I still have to pull the box off the inside, I think. I don't know, can I sneak that out? Might be able to sneak that out this side. This is a heat-only setup. Pop that clip off and see if it'll slide out. I don't know if it will or not. Oh, nasty. Just disgusting. Well, that's probably a good thing I'm taking this thing completely apart, because it's just disgusting. So once you get the heater box out, and this is heater only, this one does not have air conditioning because the sky is your air conditioning. But then there's 2 bolts right here, a couple of 5/16. Take those guys out, and then we'll find out what else is in our heater box. Oh, nasty. Alright, so when I was cleaning this carpet, or hosing this carpet, it was literally the water coming out of it was just brown and gross, and the engine coolant was green, so the brown must be other filth. So I sent Bobby a text with a picture of the nest that was in the heater box, and I was like, hey, would you mind if I put new carpet in this car? Because I don't want to be driving around in that filth. I don't even want to be working in it, but it is what it is. So I'm going to put the passenger seat back in it without the passenger side carpet. And we're going to order a new carpet kit for this thing. That way I can just put on a biohazard suit and just pull it all out. I'm finishing cleaning up all my bits. I put all the airbox parts into the parts washer, and they cleaned up pretty nice. I had a new motor sitting here. I need to get a new cage for it, but that'll at least block off the engine bay heat from the air vents, as we're gonna go ahead and put this back together with our new heater core, and that way we can drive it. I'm trying to get this thing running. Today's Thursday. I'm trying to have this thing ready for the customer to take to a car cruise on Saturday. So I'm gonna be here probably late tonight putting this thing back together, but at least the heater core will be done today, and I will be able to move this thing around. I need to go get Mike's Cadillac, get it over here, start putting the engine in it, and I need to get that Camaro done. So I'm going to finish up the Corvette, and then I'm going to focus on the Camaro and get it done, because that will hopefully be a relatively quick job going back together. But hey, you know, it's curse of success. You got lots of stuff to get done. You got to get after it. So let me see if I can get this box back in here, and we'll keep moving on this project. It's just one thing after the other, but you can't leave that kind of, the amount of mouse nest in this was very, it was a lot. That was a lot of mouse nest. Mickey Mouse Clubhouse here would be, Mickey Mouse would be proud of that clubhouse for sure. Well, it was a beautiful day for a test drive, so I figured I'd take it out. I got the heater core in it. I don't have it all the way back together yet. And I was coming over the river and it started to sputter on me. And I'm like, uh-oh, that's not good. This car's always ran really good for me. I've had it on several short trips up and down Industrial Parkway, and I decided to run it home tonight. I was supposed to meet a neighbor that I have one of his cars listed up for him. Somebody was supposed to come look at that. I missed that appointment. And needless to say, I'm here with the wrecker because the fuel pump went bad. At least that's what it looks like. It would pop and sputter, lose power. I was able to restart it several times. I actually stopped up the street at Horsepower Farms and had it running, and the fuel pressure read good. I'm like, well, maybe just some bad fuel. So I drove it about a mile from there, just quit. Now it just cranks, won't start. Which is the story of my life. But, you know, I guess if you're going to have it break, it's better to have it break before it's in the customer's hands. I don't think it'll start. Hey, it can't pick back up. That's funny. Maybe it's not a fuel pump. I'm going to put a fuel pump on it anyway, but that's weird. Well, Caitlin's my hero. She was at home. I gave her a call, and she's like, yeah, I can come get you. All right. So she came and picked me up, ran me to the shop, grabbed the wrecker. I don't trust the car, so I'm going to probably maybe put it on a dyno. That way I can run it a little bit harder than just sitting and idling. So I don't want to get stranded in it again. I think I will go ahead and put a fuel pump in it. Still running. That's super weird. Well, now I kind of wish I'd have just sat here for an hour. The good news is my alternator is charging like a beast. My temperature gauge isn't working, which is a shame because I put a brand new sensor in it, but it's not. It's either the wrong sensor or maybe the gauge doesn't work. I'll have to check that. Fuel gauge isn't working. And these are kind of a bear to pull a fuel tank out of. I may be able to actually reach my hand down into the fuel tank and change the float and see if it's just a bad float, because this thing has a huge fuel fill. Man, you guys are gonna say I'm just creating weird drama for views, but it legit busted. It's so weird that it's working now. Fuel pumps usually don't come and go. Intermittent problems are so much fun. Well, the good news is the heater core is not leaking anymore. And I cleaned up all that stuff and I vacuumed it all out, and then I actually put all the HVAC box parts and the ductwork into the parts washer. So they're squeaky clean now. I put oh, I already mentioned I put a blower motor in it. I just don't have the cage for it yet. Well, that's really super weird. I'm still going to load this up on the rollback and probably drive it close to the shop tomorrow, so. Just like that, I'm walking again. Left it idle for, I don't know, 20 minutes. Drove down to the loop. It's like 5 miles, drove perfect. Let it idle for 15 minutes. Got about a block from the shop and it shut down. So we'll let it sit for a little bit. It'll probably start back up and get back to the shop. I think the fuel tank is contaminated with crust and rust. So we'll probably be doing a tank and a sending unit. I need to call Bobby and let him know that I have this issue, because he was wanting to take this thing to a car show tomorrow, and I'm not sure I trust it to go that far. So it is what it is. Find the problems, fix them. Getting my exercise today. Get my steps in at any rate. So it stranded me down, block down the road. I walked back down, cranked it over, fired up, started up, drove it back down here, right under the lift. So they said I'm going to try and pull the tank unit out of this, put a new sock on it. The sock's probably completely filthy, and I figure why not. It's going to be a few days. I did order a new tank. I did order a new sending unit, a new gas cap, and that'll be here next week. So that unfortunately puts me on hold for delivering this car for another week. But I figured I'd go ahead and get the spare tire carrier out from under it, because these things are kind of a bear. You got to unscrew these pieces, which are been in there since its birth, so they're a little rough coming out. But we'll get them out, clean all the grossness out of the pan. Keep wrenching this last bolt out, and I will be basically ready to siphon the tank, drop the sending unit, put a sock on it, and we'll see if we can at least drive it around and get some miles on it. That would be nice. I'd like to make sure that I can get everything working on this before I give it back to the customer. So hopefully I'll be putting some miles on this thing this weekend. All right. There's some dirty fuel. The float was stuck about right there. It's freed up now, so we're gonna put a new screen on it, put it back together, and I'm expecting that to at least make it so that I can drive it for the next couple of days. Yeah, get this thing stuck back in the car. Yeah, there's a nasty powder down in there. You can actually see the rust sediment that landed in the bottom of this can just from sitting here for a few hours. And that's what's all over inside this tank. So we're gonna get a new tank and a new sending unit, a new lid, and a new fuel pump. I am gonna try and drive this thing over the weekend. I want to try and get some tuning done on it. So hopefully it won't leave me stranded again. I don't know. Wish me luck. A little windy today. Nice day for a test drive though.